Okay guys, but before we even go down the river, let's take a look what we're going to be putting on the totally awesome hook. It is some of this. That's right, piggy. It's pork luncheon meat, but I do not buy it in tins if I can help it. I buy it, as you can see, it's a great big long cylinder there, which I would normally slice for sandwiches like this. Okay, and get it from the supermarket, cheapest place, and I get it chunked off, normally about this big like a 1 pound, 1.5 pound block. I've got tons of it. It's fresh, you can eat it yourself, but really I want the fish to eat it. Now, for rolling meat, I'll show you how I do it. 2 or 3 tips then might just put you on the road to a big fish. So although you've got a cylinder there, a circle, if you just cut the edges off, just like this, slice it off, you don't even have to cut it all off. Immediately you can see this side is going to give me the straight line there for my hook bait, and then I can just cut my cubes up as I want. And there's 3 baits, but these little off cuts here, I can cut those up. I can either put them on the hook, small hooks if I want, or what I do is either bait dropper them in, or you can catapult these in all loose. Okay, so circular, doesn't matter. There's your cubes. Put that to the side. These are the cubes for the hook bait. Now, several different ways to put them on. This is how I do it. Right, now I purposely, if you can see this, there's my hook, and I've tied this, so hopefully you can see the fishing line here, on 50 pound line. There, I'll pull it back a bit, you can see it. That's on 50 pound line. Now I put a barrel swivel, which is a number 10 black barrel swivel, doesn't shine, got a 50 pound test. Here's my fishing line for my rod and line, top of the tip of my rod. It comes down, and I put this barrel swivel in there. This would obviously normally be about 6-8 pound line, and then about 15 inches to the hook. Now, easy way to hook up is obviously just push it through the square and turn it. Okay, that's a standard way of doing it. I'm going to do it anyway to show you. So you just push the hook straight through there, pull it out the other side, get it with my nails. As you can see, it's pulled right through there, and you can just give it a little twist, and you can turn it and just tap it back into a different hole, not the same hole it came out of. Now that makes that really strong, and I use that like that. Generally I put the hook on the outside, I'll show you in a second. I like to use that if I'm in a fairly weedy, not necessarily snaggy situation, but where I don't want the hook point showing, you know, because it's going to snag every time it's bumping along the gravel. It's just rolling the meat, it's got to move along, it's going to catch, and you know, I want to be able to strike through it. Now the better way to do it, I'm going to pull this one out. Obviously as soon as I'm going to put it right through like this, and I won't damage the meat too much. If I'm over clean gravel that I know is not sort of snaggy, it's not too much stream or weed, I put it in about 1/3 of the, see the bend of the hook there, the gap, that's from the shank of the hook to the point. There, you can see it better there. From there, the shank to the point, the gap, let's say that's just over 1/4 inch. I come in 1/4 inch there, just on the edge of the meat, and then I push it in, it cuts through. Now I bring that point out the other side, you can just see it, but instead of burying the point there, back in the meat, I fold it just on the outside. Just on the outside. Ouch, he said, spiking yourself on the hook, and that's exactly what I've done it for. I could just ease that in there. You might just be able to see there's a tiny little pip of point. Ouch, it's hanging on my hook there, look, on my finger. There's a hook point. Look, I'm holding that. Ow, 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 ow. Don't be stupid, Graeme. Ow. Got no barb on it, so I can take my hook off. Take my finger off. Take my finger off. As you can see, if I'm casting out, that could snag weed. So that's why I bury it in the first one. But if it's clear gravel, just leave that little hook point up there. And then when they grab it, you've already got something when you strike through that's going to nick the skin. Now, should you have a really long piece of meat, even bigger than that, and I thoroughly recommend for barbel using a really big piece of meat, I make using just a paper clip. If you think I'm buying some, you are sadly mistaken. Open out a paper clip. I use a plastic covered yellow one. and that's purely because I can find it when I don't want to lose it in the grass. So if you had, or you wanted to string together, let's say 2 baits, the hook, when you go to push it through, is pretty obvious that hook there is not long enough to get right out the other side. So you want what's called a baiting needle. Well, I made my own baiting needle there. So all I've got to do is push the paper clip right through. It comes out there, comes out the other side. You see the little bend I've made in it there? I just lay the bend of the hook in it. Tricky to do, it's easy to do quickly to be honest, rather than trying to do it slowly. And then I pull it, look, here it comes, all the way out, right through. That hook, yeah, he's come clear there. You can see it's actually on the hook point, on the hook bend there. Unclip it, drop it down, and then you can either bury it or you can leave it as I did just over the edge. So you can, and I'll tell you what, this is good for carp as well. You can fish ka-chunking great big pieces of luncheon meat, and trust me, a big 8 or 9, 10 pound barbel is going to suck that straight down the tube. That's going down the hatch, as is a big double figure carp. Right, so that's another little tip. Now if you're casting out, I'll pull it off, with a single piece like this, and it's rolling around, if it's slowish current, okay, that square effect is going to just lay in its, say my fingers are pieces of weed and bits of broken gravel and bits of wood on the bottom, it's going to snag in there, it's not going to roll. So you can either trim it with a knife, bearing in mind a lot of other anglers will generally just be using square ones, and of course the barb will get to know about this and they'll just gently mouth a square piece, whereas if you take the time to just nip off the edges, you can even use like this pair of scissors. Scissors are easy. You're basically giving it a haircut. Now a guy gave me this tip down fishing on the Royalty on the Hampshire Avon about 35 years ago. I'll tell you how old I was. I was on a bike, I wasn't even driving. Went down with my family on holiday, but of course I'm going to fish. And he gave me this tip, and he said, look, do this, and that meat in a slower current, now look at that, it's a perfect ball, as you can see. There's the square, there's the ball. It's not rocket science, is it? But that, look, it's just going to roll around on the gravel. If it's slow current and it's snaggy, it's going to move, it's going to twist. But if it's rolling along, don't forget, it's not going to twist the line, because up here, I've got the barrel swivel there. 2 more final tips. If it's clean open ground, I can use some shot if I want extra weight just to get it sink, and I can put the shot just up from that barrel swivel. Now, if I can find the split, I'll put it on there for you. Excuse me while I bite this and break all my teeth off. Ow! Okay, there's a swivel, and that can rest, obviously this is 50 pound line so you can see the line, up against the swivel, gives you casting weight, helps sink down. The other way to do it, and this is really one of my favourite methods, again it was showed to me by this guy who used to do what we call pocket fishing for barbel. I'm going to do this again, I'm going to do it again. Here comes the dentist. Ow! I put the shot, generally a swan shot and SSG, right down on the hook, absolutely up against that knot. And then what happens is when you cast into pockets of streamer weed, that just drops and sinks right down. The shot's sort of not up here a foot or so to snag, it's down buried and gets all carried along with the current by the buoyancy of the meat. So a nice little tip there, isn't it guys, a nice little tip. So there you have the way to get rolling meat, and trust me, if you cut it circular, you'll be doing something that the other anglers aren't doing. So that's different, and of course it will roll better. We're going to add some totally awesome water, and I'm going to get down that River Kennet and see if we can't see if this rolling meat method will actually work. Most of the anglers usually fish with static baits, just ledgering hard on the bottom, pellets, boilies, that sort of thing. Fairly what we call modern baits rather than traditional baits. But in fact, with fast water, you've got to remember that the food rolls through those swims quickly. So if the fish don't make a decision, that food item's gone straight past them and they've missed out. Maybe another one will take it behind. But most of the rivers I know fish better after a rise from rainfall. and you've got to get there just right as it's dropping off, but with just a hint of colour in it. So hopefully I timed everything okay, and of course Peter Arlott was there, the bailiff, and I wanted to see what he was up to, and I wanted to tell you guys exactly how he fishes, because he is the rolling meat specialist.
My own personal piece of meat is spam. I like to use spam. I'm not advertising it, but it's a good hook bait. When you put the hook through, which I will show you.
Now you've got quite a long shankish hook there?
I've got a long shank hook there, and then I push the hook straight through, just bring it round the outside, pull it up, and that is all ready.
Now you've got it on the edge of the...
On the edge.
Just on the edge there, it's not buried, is it?
No, it's not buried. And the other fact is, I use spam because when you strike, the hook will pull through this meat. Okay. It's not too solid enough to make it
so restrict
so the hook won't come out. So it's just, and it stays on the hook, so it's a good bait.
And it's still pretty fatty, that one
it's
too.
Still pretty fatty as well. And I don't flavour it at all. I just, as it comes out of the tin.
Because some of them put that gunk, is it? They dip it in juices and that.
They put all sorts of stuff in there, but I've never used anything like that in my life.
Straight out the tin.
Straight out the tin.
And you're line straight through to what? You haven't got a ledge. What have you using there?
Line, and I've got a bit of plasticine, which I just squeeze onto the line. That's all I use. I normally have a little dust shot just below it to stop it from slipping down. But I find it's a lot cheaper than weights to lose. And very often when you get snagged up with a fish on, it can be your weight which has got caught into some snag. Whereas if it's plasticine, then the line would just pull through. Whereas if you've got a weight on there with a swivel, then it just jams up and breaks your line. So also that helps a lot.
And that still gives you a bit of weight for casting and sinking.
Weight, yeah, and then I can add to it, take some off, put some on.
Yes.
No messing about, different conditions, different places to use it just for different flows of water.
And what, good 2 feet down, so probably quite a long way from there all the way down to the meat.
Yeah, I might go a little bit shorter than that sometimes, but around about that.
And reel line, anything special on your spool there?
No, nothing in particular, just a £10 line straight through.
£10, so pretty strong line then, yeah?
Yeah, fair strong, yeah, and I'll keep it right the way through, just a hook tied on the end of the £10 line, and that's it, all ready to go.
And your biggest catch, I know, was several double figures, wasn't it, in one day? In the winter, was it?
Yeah, back in the winter time I had, I think it was 4 doubles. There were some 14s amongst them, and they averaged £9.14, I think it was. I'm not absolutely certain, but I think it was £9.14 or £9 plus. That's what the average was.
Well, let's see if you're lucky now, Peter. I'm going to stand behind you and watch and see if I can get any tips.
Well, we can hope.
Now, I've not had a full day fishing this stretch of river here. It's usually just a few hours grabbed after work in the afternoon, and I stay on till the evening. But I've seen Peter catch a barbel on a moving bait many times, when those other anglers are on the bank all watching motionless quiver tip rods and catching nothing. With 60 years experience on this stretch, you would expect nothing less. And although he's got a quiver tip rod, he actually touch ledges, feeling for those bites with the line over his fingers. He also likes to look for the main flow of the river, and that can be gauged by watching where the bubbles are going through fastest. It's a question of casting, let it sink, bump the meat along the bottom, then let it swing round in an arc below you, but let it sit a few seconds as it settles down right round on the inside, because very often a barbel will swing out of that main current, follow the bait round, then snaffle it as it lays on the bottom. And it wasn't too long before Peter was into his barbel. I'll tell you what, it can make you sick. He's done this so many times before, and quite an art in it, and there's more of an art actually in knowing when to strike those fish, which ones are the bites and which ones are just drags of weed, snags, bits of twig. Always wait for those last lunges of a barbel because they're a powerful fish. Don't ever horse them in too hard. Every chance of breaking the line and there's some very, very big fish in this stretch of the Kennet. By working at it hard, casting, retrieving and bumping the bait along, sooner or later something should grab it. It could be the first cast, it could be the last cast. Just don't give up too easily.
There we are, a nice little fish. It's a second drop down. You just pick your bait up, so I'm well happy with that. So, not a big fish, but quite acceptable. Put up a good fight. Actually, I think I'm very lucky. The hook come out just as I got it in the net. So.
I can see it. I can see it down there. I don't know if they're going to see that.
Yeah.
Hook is there.
Yeah, just come out.
That's what they say. It's better to be lucky than skillful, Peter.
Yeah, I know. You need an awful lot of luck in fishing.
Oh, let's get them on the mat. Have a look at it.
Right.
Bit of plasticine that he mentioned before. Just that bit of weight. That goes quite hard in the water then, Peter, so it doesn't slide.
It does, yes. I normally put a little dust shot underneath. With that stops it from slipping down, but I've lost me bit of dust shot at the moment, so I haven't replaced it. But that's what I do, and about that length from hook to there. That's just about right.
That does the job.
It does.
Oh, let's have a look at the fish. So even in the winter, you don't mind using rolling meat? You don't mind it moving?
Absolutely not, no. I like to keep it moving all the time. And that's just me though, I just like moving meat, so it's something happening all the time then. Put up quite a fight. It's not a big fish, but it's a nice fish.
Would that be an average for here, do you reckon? Or
I would
slightly?
say it's probably a little bit smaller than what we've been catching at the moment. Most of the fish are sort of £5–6.
Yes.
I'd probably put this one sort of £3–4 perhaps.
Yeah, it's good. Got a little bit of belly to him, yeah.
A little bit, yeah. He might be stretching 5, but.
Oh, nice fish. Okay, well we'll get that one back.
Right.
At least you showed the method works.
It does, absolutely.
Well, I'm pleased you show us how to do it, Peter, but I want to come back. But I know there's rain and I know it's going to flood. So what are you suggesting? Where should I go to have a shot at something?
I would certainly say go up into the weir, the big weir, or either the smaller weir. And they're good spots. Even when the water's in flood, you do get slacker water there, and not so much rubbish coming down. Like today, we've got quite a lot of leaves coming down at the moment, which makes it a little bit difficult.
Sure, but you're definitely adamant on this rolling the meat business.
Absolutely. And also, while you're rolling the meat down in these conditions, with the leaves coming down, the leaves are not catching up with your line because you're going.
Oh, of course, you're going with it.
You're going down with the leaves, sort of thing. So
that is a good tip. That's a good tip.
You do get caught up to a certain extent, but not in the same way as if you had a static bait.
Right, let's get this chappy back.
I think he's ready to go back.
He's recovered, yeah.
In the colder water temperatures of winter, the barb will recover quickly, but in the lower oxygen contents of summer levels, make sure you hold them in the water until they are fully recovered. And it really is great to see them swim away strongly. Barbel are a species that thrive in fast water like whirlpools with those high oxygen contents. But it's often the steadiest flow of water that creates their favourite haunts. Look for drop-offs and the line of bubbles on the surface that marks the main flow. Also, the edges of fast water and whirlpool edges that they love to hang out in. With rolling meat, you can cover so many more fishing spots than just sitting watching a static ledger. And if you don't feel the luncheon meat bumping its way over the riverbed, you just might need some extra weight to get it down. Either plasticine or a shot pinched right up against the hook. It could just be the difference between having a blank and a bent rod. And there's always an outside chance of seeing a rarity indeed, the silver Atlantic salmon. as Aldermaster Mill has a special fish ladder built just to help this prize game fish migrate up the river to its spawning grounds. And no, don't even ask me, I never got to see one. And yes, it wasn't going to be too long before I was there with the rod myself, rolling that meat through the main weir pool. Totally awesome.
I'm freezing cold and I've just hooked up. I don't know what it is, a right peculiar bite though. Right peculiar bite, rolling the meat round, tapping it, and I cut the corners off like I showed you before. No idea what it is. I think it's a small barbel. I sort of hope it's a small barbel. I haven't seen it yet. It's just digging at the moment. Oh, even better, guys. It's a wild brown trout. Oh, one lunch of me. It's not a small one either. He's got my other line. I can't make this fish out. It's absolutely digging his backline of me as well. I just saw one flash on the surface. I hope I'm not being stupid saying it's a wild brown trout. I sort of hope it's a salmon or something. It's a weird fight. I'm going to net it the first chance I get. Make sure I wet the net first. Got my other line, but I've got no clue. I've got him. Totally awesome wild brown trout on lunch of meat. Just look at this fish. This is a totally awesome record. Just look at this fish. River Kennet, wild brown trout. Look at the tail on that. Not stocked. Tell me what size you think that fish is. Sort of 3 plus. Beautiful, look at it. Teeth on it. In a weir pool. Oh yes. Not a barbel, but what a beauty. We're going to get it straight back. This is a beautiful fish and rare.
With a superb wild brown trout in the net, I was indeed a happy bunny and was soon back on the riverbank a few afternoons later to try my luck. Once you have the bug for rolling that meat, you just can't wait to get back in the game again. And of course, the barbel is my favourite river species.
Rolling meat, guys, I'm on. I just changed swim from that weir. Oh, don't go in the weed, please. Now, looks like he's weeded me. Got him out. I don't think he's a big fish. I don't really. Goes to show you, rolling meat does work. And it's rolled me in the wee bit again. I don't believe it. God damn it. Oh, it's a big chop. Oh, ladies, I thought it was a barbel. It's an absolute whacker of a chub. Bloody hell, it's a big chub. Pardon my French. Oh yeah, this is a 5 plus. This is a 5 plus. Oh, just look at this. Oh, this chub is obscene. Oh, let's get the weigh mat out. I hope we've got enough camera left. That is a monumental chub. Man, that's the other side of 6. It's the other side of 6. Let's get the mat ready. I just want you to take a spin past this chub, because that chub, I'm telling you, that cannot be a million miles away from 7 pounds. It is absolutely huge. Look at the size of it. Let's get him weighed up quick. One more for the camera. £6.7. I'm even wearing my specs. I just hope all this comes out. What an enormous chub to catch on barbel fishing, rolling meat. Just hold him to recover. Let him recover. He's so big his back's out the water. His back is out the water. Hello bud, how you doing? No bread today, I'm afraid. Just chub. Guys, 125th cast. Rolling meat. Big time, big fish. I'm going to have to say, if I get a chance he's got me weeded, I'm taking it. I'm not messing around. Not that I'm going to get it yet. I'm a long way from getting it. Oh. I've got to get to the other side. It's me again. I'm still on. I think I've got him out the weed. I think I have. Oh! It's a biggie. Totally awesome strikes again. Totally awesome. Nails it. Big time. It's not as big as I thought it was, guys, but it is a beaut. Check it out on the map. Yes, sirree. A nice barbel. Let's check it out. Gentleman Peter is always right. Is it not annoying? Oh. Not as big as I thought. Big enough. I don't know, 7 pounds, something like that. Look at that fish. And do you know what? He had about 3 or 4 goes of that. I wasn't really sure of the bite. I didn't hit the first one like Peter told me. Just let it sit for a second and then let's let him draw. But he didn't bang it at all. He just, well, it was a sort of a draw, a slow pull more than anything. But there we go. Thank you very much, Mr. Kennet and Mr. Pork Fatty Luncheon Meat. There is a last lingering look at a very nice Kennet barbel. What a crackerjack fish. Does the old meat work? Does it all what? Get in there. And it's another one. Nearly got a booty, very nearly. And there you go, that's another barbel on the meat, and got a right peculiar mark on it, but it's a nice fish though. Well, there we go. Hopefully you can see this fish. in the light. There he is. Got a slight growth on the bottom of his jaw there, but rolled meat, it's working. It's getting dark. Let's get this kitty back. Well guys, I don't know if you're going to see this or not. I got one last minute, rolled meat, put a heavier lead on, and second evening had a go at it. I've got one. I'm going to bring it to you, show it to the camera. It's pitch black. I don't know if you're going to see it. A nice barbel. A nice barbel. Gave me a huge scrap too. And I changed swims just as another angler moved out. See if I can get it for you, show you on the mat. Guys, I'm coming. I don't know if you're going to see this fish. This one. This is a really nice barbel. Gave me a heck of a scrap. Barbless hooks, you know what? It's a biggie. It's a nice big fish. Oh. Wow, was I lucky or what? I don't even know if you're going to see it. Here we go. Come on, baby. This is a beauty. This is a beauty. I'm hoping I'm close enough that you can see this is a crackerjack barbel. Look at the size of that. All the master mill, and look at that paddle of a tail. Huge. What a scrap. I'm just hoping you can absolutely see something of this fish. It's foggy, it's drizzly, it's all against me. Totally awesome strikes again. Let's get this puppy on the scales. Going to be pretty close to the dreaded mark of 10, I reckon. Big 9s, at least. Let's get it in. Gave me a hell of a scrap. I wasn't sure exactly how big it was, but I got it in. Guys, it's £9.4. I can't deny. I thought it was a double. It's not. It's £9 4 ounces. But what a beauty. Let's show it to you before we get it back. Yes, you should be able to see that one. So it shows you rolled meat works, even in the pitch dark, even in the dark. £9.4. What a beauty. Am I a happy bunny? Am I going home? You should know the answer to that, guys. And the answer is no.